Join us. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Let's get ready. Let's get ready for some great content. Let's get ready to make some notes. I would really encourage you to make some notes this morning. Let us know where you are in the world. Let's start off. Let us know where you are in the world, and also where you are in the world. But also, how do you feel about where you are right now? I love that question. It's a question that I think we should all ask ourselves a lot more. How do you feel about where you are right now? It's probably one of the most important questions. If I was looking at what was the difference that maybe would have made the difference as a child, it probably would have been being asked that question because, I don't want to go too deep into my childhood. Come on, it's the 2nd of January 2018. Can you believe it? So tell us where you are, and also how do you feel about where you are right now? Just share that information, and just if you're on Facebook, take a moment to look at what other people are saying about how they feel about where they are now. This is a series of live broadcasts that we are going to be doing. One today, we're going to do one tomorrow at 7 p.m. Then we're going to do one also on Friday at 7 a.m. So let me just say that again. Today, 7 a.m. Tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. I'm going to take everyone through a really awesome process tomorrow. Look how many people are joining us, are flying in right now. I'm going to take you through an amazing goal-setting process tomorrow night, 7 p.m. If you miss it, it's okay. You can watch it afterwards. And then again on Friday, 7 a.m. This is free content. And then next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, free content on how you can have the best year yet. And I guarantee you I'm going to give you the very best information that I can possibly give you to help you create an unbelievable life. So thank you so much. I can see how many people are joining us here. This is absolutely awesome. Now let's share this. Let's see if we can get up to 70 shares this morning. We've already got about, I think, 70 odd people already watching this. Just share this on Facebook. It's pretty easy to do. Just share it. You never know that someone else might watch this and see the title. By the way, you guys on Instagram can't see this title. The title is How to Turn Your New Year's Resolution into a Revolution. And that's what I want to give you. I want to give you this information because if we don't watch ourselves, history has an incredible habit of repeating itself. When you say that, history repeats itself, or for me, one of my greatest things I like to say, I didn't come up with this, but lessons in life are repeated until they're learned, right? Thank you so much for all of you that are sharing this. This year is going to be such an awesome year. I cannot even begin to tell you last year what we did in creating some amazing stories. My365, we're a story-based business. We're interested in your story. We're interested in what is the story that you want to create. We believe this fundamentally. Your future is unwritten. It's unwritten, and you have the power to change. Now, this is obviously a time of year where people feel it's a chance, you know? That's what people feel. There's a chance. There's an opportunity. I never used to be a big fan of this time of year because I thought, well, why wait until New Year's Day? Why not get on and change your life and create the things that you want to create another time of the year? But the fact is, it is a good time because it is the start of a new year. But if we don't do things fundamentally different to how we've done them before, with a fresh approach and a fresh way of looking at things, with a fresh attitude and a fresh perspective, write that word down, a fresh perspective. For me, this is all about perspective, because you won't change when people tell you what to do. You might want me to tell you, Pete, tell me what to do. Tell me when to wake up. Tell me exactly what to do when. Chances are, if you did that, you wouldn't do it for very long, because the rebel inside you will go, I ain't doing that because it's not my way. And there is a rebel in you. Is there not a rebel in you right now? Some of you might be rebelling against yourself when you're watching this to start going to look at something else. That you're rebelling against yourself. That's what we do. We rebel against systems. We rebel against ourselves. The rebel in you And if we don't really look to help you rebel against the New Year's revolution, because that's what we want. We want a revolution, right? Who wants a revolution? What is the difference between a revolution and a resolution? And this is the key point of what I want to talk to you about today. We can get our heads around this, because as much as I can tell you what to do, I can't help you change the way that you think. And thinking is where it's all at, right? You see, people that started a revolution, they didn't allow themselves any other choice than to move in the direction that they wanted to go. So here you are. Here's a compass, right? Today is it's January the 2nd, 2018, and there is north. North is just over there. So do you know where you're going? So you might say, yeah, I do know where I'm going. I don't just mean today. Do you know where you're going next week, the week after? Do you have some clear goals that you said, this is what I want to achieve this year? Now, you might set those goals, and it's really great, but there is a process that it's really important to go through. Part of that is learning how to attach emotion to your goals. So they're not just things that have written, you just write them down and they're a mental thing. We need to ingrain your goals into your heart, which is a real revolution is a revolution that's something that comes from your heart. So right now, all of you, why not take a moment to share? Is there anything this year that you want? Let's just share this. Let's get it out there. Is there anything this year that is really important to you? What is wildly important to you this year? Let's share that, because it's always nice when you hear what other people have to say. What do you want to achieve this year? Do you finally want to be slimmer, fitter, healthier? Do you want to write that book? Do you want to get out of debt? Do you want to start that new business venture? What is it that you really, really, really want to do? It's great to see so many of you here, 80 people showing up. There's a whole load of people on Instagram. Love you guys. What is it this year that you really want to do? Thank you. Someone on Instagram is showing how you can share this on Instagram. So tell me right now, what is it that you want to achieve this year? So lose my hate weight. I've never heard that expression before, but it sounds good. Moving back to the United States, this is Carmen, who was our member of the year, the My365 member of the year, an amazing story. You can listen to her story if you go to my365.me, click on podcasts. Janet Summerscales, be slim, fit, and improve my catering business. Let's do this. Claire Taylor, slimmer, fitter, healthier, and be the best version of myself. To finish my book, Wendy Jane. Come on, who else? There's loads of people right now filling my life with all the things that make me happy and healthy. Thank you, Susie, who was our member of the month for December. Be the best version of myself. Be as specific as you can. Desi Willoughby, health and wellness. Tracy, body, mind, and spirit and optimism. Isn't this amazing as you look at this and think, let me ask you this question. Next question. Glenn Murray, one extra hero team talking that you're doing a big adventure. Verity White, health to be the best I can be. Julia Ward, slimmer, fitter, and healthier. Incredible, incredible. So let me ask you this. Some of you, maybe you heard me say this before. Let's imagine you went into a bookmaker's, right, betting office, and you said, right, listen, these are all of the things that I want to achieve, right? I want to achieve this year. What odds would the bookmaker give you? Or let's flip it. What odds would you give yourself? 10 to 1, 5 to 1, even 100 to 1. Now, if your history is anything to go by, then it's probably highly unlikely that you're going to get what you want, right? Think about it. I'm not trying to be hard here. I'm just trying to be honest and real, because, history would say that you ain't going to do this. Even in your brain's going to go, you ain't going to do this. There's no way you're going to do this. You've tried to do this before in the past and it didn't work. And you can come up with 100 excuses, even when you tell yourself that. This is where your thoughts become really interesting. You change your thoughts, you change your life. And you say what you want, I want to do this. What's the first initial thought that comes up? For a lot of people, it's something that interferes. It's something that gets in the way, because there's a part of you that's going to say, don't even try and do that because it's not worth it. You've made so many New Year's resolutions in the past, and where has your resolutions got you? Well, probably around in a circle. So let's take a moment right now to look at the difference between a resolution and a revolution. If you go and look in the dictionary for the meaning of the word a resolution. A resolution is when you choose one thing over another. It's like, I'm not doing that, I'm doing this. Yes? Does that make sense? This is your resolution. I commit to doing this in opposition to this. So what that means is there is an opposition to what you do, what you want to do. There's almost like there is a force that is going to pull you away from where it is that you want to go. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? It's pretty straightforward. And advertisers know this. This year, you look at the amount of people who are going to advertise to you to get you to do something because they know that you want something, but they also recognize that you might do it or you might not do it. And obviously, they're going to try everything they can to get you to do the thing that they want you to do. In many cases, many of those things might help you. But in many cases, it probably means that you're spending money on something you don't really need and isn't really going to make a big difference. What is the difference that is really going to make the difference? It's a change in your perspective. It's a change in the way you look at things. You see, when you do a resolution, it's like Nike, one of the most successful companies in the world. Their mission, they're not their mission statement, but the words they use is just do it. Because they recognize that you could just do it or you could just not do it. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that fascinating? Now, we want to turn the odds in your favor. And that's why I believe if you watch the broadcast today and tomorrow and Friday and you join me all of next week, if you're a My365 Elite member, well, it's going to be a lot easier for you because you're going to have someone showing up every day for you. Just imagine if a personal trainer came and knocked on your door every day. It would make you getting fitter a lot easier because someone is coming on that journey with you. And that's what a real revolution is. A resolution is you're just often trying to do it on your own. A revolution. So do you understand that? A resolution is, does that make sense to all of you? Resolutions don't work because you could go one way or you could go another, rather than actually deciding that you're going on a revolution. So what is a revolution? A revolution, now, forgive me when I take out my plastic sword here, is when you decide to overthrow something. You decide to completely overrule something. You decide to completely put something away. You decide to make a decision, a true decision. And yes, these are just words, but they are words which radically affect how we feel. And this is, again, we'll look at this next week. I promise you to help you understand that the words you use affect your feelings, and how you feel, your emotion, how you feel affects your actions, what you actually do. So think about this. A revolution is when the French word decision, desir, I'm cut off. I'm cutting off, out with the old and in with the new. So when you're out with the old, it's like you've put the old to bed. Let me tell you a story. There was a lady who I still know. Her name is Seika. She's a practitioner, a brilliant practitioner. And she used to smoke about 40, 50, 60 cigarettes a day, right? So slightly not in coherence with someone who's teaching health to be smoking, you know? You just watch her smoking. And one day she told me she was going to stop smoking. So in my head, I was going, wow, good luck. You smoke a lot, right? And I'm always interested, how do people do things? And this is what I've spent my whole life working at. When people change, what do they do? You know, what is because there's a formula. And again, you don't have to maybe necessarily come up with your own revolution, because you can follow the path that other people have had. It should be your path, but you can definitely look to model what has already been done. How did other people overcome what they needed to overcome? How did the person get themselves to be committed? How did the person start their own revolution? The main reason they started that revolution was enough was enough. And this is what I'm going to look at on Friday. Those of you that want to join me on Friday morning at 7 a.m., I'm going to show you how to turn your desperation into your inspiration, to live the inspired life. So I wrote this down yesterday because it's so fascinating to me, right? A revolution is a dramatic, right? A dramatic, wide-reaching change in conditions, attitudes, and operation. An overthrow of an old system, right? That system isn't working. That's when people often rise up. Revolutions, so people rise up, the French Revolution, the Spanish Revolution, people rise up because they think, no, I've been pushed down for too long, and it's just enough is enough. And people come together, they work together, and they move forwards. But our challenge in moving forwards, and let me share this with you on Friday, our challenge in moving forwards is when we start to get comfortable. When we start to get comfortable, many of us give up. And this is where resolutions just fall down, because you might think, I want to do this, and you're fighting against the force that is going to pull you back to what you were doing before. You move forwards, and once things either get a little bit easy or you get some success, it's very easy to give up. Or once things get hard, once things get tough. You know, this Christmas definitely didn't pan out the way that I was expecting it to pan out. My father was in hospital for 4 or 5 days. I've come back to my house here, and my wife and my father-in-law have been sick in bed for 6-7 days. Yeah, it didn't turn out the way that I necessarily envisaged it, but it's not going to stop me moving forwards in my revolution to inspire you. This is what I am here to do. I am here to inspire you. My goals, and this is what we'll look at tomorrow night, we'll go through this goal setting process. My goals are really quite big. You don't have to have big goals, but I know where I'm going, that regardless of what happens today, it's not going to stop me from picking myself back up, regardless of what happened, and keep moving forwards. You see, a resolution is where when things happen that you don't want to have happen, you give up. You fall down, something happens, you get sick, something bad happens, something you didn't expect to have happen, and it knocks you back and you don't get back up again. Or you get up a few times and then eventually you just give up. When I worked with the Arsenal football team in 2001, 2002, one of the captain of England, Tony Adams, said it's not a question of falling down, it's a question of what you do when you get up. And this is what a revolution is. A revolution is you kind of want to get knocked, but you want to get knocked down. You want to get knocked down because it's when you get knocked down, you might learn something that when you get back up, you're stronger than you were before. So what I'd like you to do today is to really take some time to think about the revolution that you want to create. Now, that might seem really grandiose, and what we'll do over the next 2 weeks, you know, tomorrow, 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m., and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week, free to everyone. You don't have to pay for anything, unless, of course, you are an elite member, someone who's paying, you know, something not very much to have their own coach in their house every single day, Monday to Friday, with a community of incredibly like-minded people. You're already getting that. I want you to think, all of you, because it only takes a second to really change. What is the revolution that you want to create? What is the new way of thinking that you want to have inside your mind that would free you up? And so tomorrow night, believe you me, I'm going to blow you away, taking you through a process. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, pen and paper. Get ready for a life-changing broadcast as I take you through an incredible process. This is the best year yet. So spend some time today to think about, where do you want to be in a year's time? I think a lot of people overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year, but they hugely underestimate what they can achieve in 5 years. And it's going to be, I can see my friend Marty in Kauai saying, you say you want a revolution. Well, I don't know the words of that song, but that's what we're doing, my friends. We are on a revolution. I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you to all the Instagrammers. Feel free to come and to join us on our Facebook page, a private Facebook page. I've put a link in this post here on Facebook. Find me on Facebook. But the Facebook group, for those of you that are on Instagram, just search for MI365 private group. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. I'm just going to make a quick summary video on here. And we'll see you. We will see you all. I just got an image of Tony Robbins there. Tony Robbins. Where would we be without Tony Robbins? That guy changed my life. That's for sure. Hang on a second. We are going. Are we ready? So this is day one. Well, it's actually day 2 of the year. And I'm very excited that you guys join me here today. What we've been talking about is helping you have a New Year's revolution as opposed to resolution. Resolutions don't work. Resolutions, you're always fighting against yourself. That's what a resolution means. You're choosing to do one thing as against to another. So it's like you're fighting this thing rather than a complete revolution. A revolution is a complete change in the way that you think. It's deciding to cut off from what you did in the past. It's a new dawn, a new way of thinking. And over the next week or so, I'm going to arm you and equip you, arm you with your own sword to be able to help you deal with the challenges that will come your way this year. Join me tomorrow night at 7 p.m. as we go through an amazing goal-setting process. I'm excited to help so many of you create an unbelievable life. We believe in you. We believe in your future's unwritten, and you have the power to change. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. If you haven't shared this, feel free to share it. Let's get this party started. This is a party. This year, 2018, it's time to rise up. And thank you for being here. Much love. Great to see Ann Jones here. Great to see you all. Get involved in this year. This isn't no joke, guys. We'll have some fun. But this is about you creating an unbelievable life. Time is important. Time is precious. Time is running out. So let's make the most of the time and make this year incredible. See you tomorrow night. Tell anyone you know that wants to create the process I'm going to take you through tomorrow. It will blow your mind. I guarantee you the best is yet to come. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 3rd of January, 2018.